Alright, so let's be honest. Do you like sitting through PowerPoint presentations? I don't. And there's a reason for this. According to presentation guru Guy Kawasaki, 99% of PowerPoint presentations suck. And according to Seth Godin in his book Really Bad PowerPoint, he says almost every PowerPoint presentation sucks rotten eggs. Now, what happens a lot of the time is that instructors simply use this tool too much. They focus more on the slides than they do the presentation that they're giving. And what we have to remember is that the individual giving the presentation is the presentation. The PowerPoint is just a tool. It is just a resource. It is a teaching aid. And we have to keep it that way. So what we want to do is look at some strategies that will help you bring out the boredom and the misery of PowerPoint presentations and do something that is going to be a lot better for both you and your students. So let's start with some resources. First, I want you to pick up Presentation Zen. Presentation Zen is an awesome book that is totally dedicated to rewriting the way that we give presentations. Now, this is an awesome book that focuses on mainly how to use PowerPoint slides in an engaging manner and how to present well using these slides. I highly recommend Presentation Zen. Second thing is check out a YouTube video called How to Avoid Death by PowerPoint. This is by David Phillips, David J.P. Phillips, and I'll put a link to that in the notes here. It is a great TED Talk on PowerPoint presentations and how to do better with them. And finally is a humorous YouTube series called Life After Death of PowerPoint by Don McMillan. This is a comedic approach, but there's a whole lot of seriousness to it too. I'll put that link as well. So let's check out some tips that are going to help you. Okay, so here's some tips on how to do effective PowerPoint presentations. First is to understand that people are going to have a hard time processing what is written on the screen with what you are saying. So there's this theory called the cognitive load theory that basically states that individuals are going to have a hard time processing information that comes in both verbally and written at the same time. They could do better if they were just reading or if they were just listening. But since most people flash a PowerPoint up and then talk over that, it's hard for the brain to compute both at the same time. And so learning is not effective at that point. So one of the best things you can do for this is that if you do have information that you need to have in written form, limit it to only 6 words. By limiting it to only 6 words, it allows for the presenter to keep speaking, but that the student is processing only a few words, and that will help with learning. The other thing you want to do is look at having dark backgrounds. Don't do white backgrounds with black text. Instead, flip it. Try to do a dark background. Make the text pop. And that also does not distract the audience from you. You want to be a central figure, not your PowerPoint. Now, another tip you can do when you do have words to present is minimize or reduce the color of the words that you have already presented. So when introducing another word, bring that new word up in a bold sense, but minimize the word behind it. So another thing to consider is going to be the design. Images speak louder than words. If you can customize your slides to have images and then just some text that supports the image, just small stuff, that is a much more powerful and effective use, and that the audience then focuses more on you and what you're saying, but you have a background image that is supporting what it is you're saying. Now, you can get great high-quality photos at iStock Photo and other sites that you can buy, and they're not that expensive, but you will get really great images that will convey your story. And finally is story. I know this sounds weird, but think about it. When a film is laid out, it is done in a storyboard. And that storyboard takes what is the message to be conveyed and puts images to the message. Think about doing the same thing in your presentations. No matter what it is, a staff meeting or a class that you're teaching. What do you want the individual to learn? And how can you make it more engaging? How can you make it more of a story that flows and connects emotionally with that learner? They will get more out of it when you can think about it in a production sense. Put yourself in their shoes. You don't want to watch and sit through tons of text, scrolling in tons of slides, scrolling in a PowerPoint presentation. Instead, you want to learn. So what's going to be those effective ways of learning? Story, production value, high quality design. These are all the things that are going to make your PowerPoint presentations so much better. So there you have it, my friends. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. And remember, go beyond the standard.